Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1983 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers at Tiger Stadium. On the mound for the Twins today is Tom Klawitter, whose record is 9-6 with a 3.55 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Dave Rozema, whose record is 8-3 with a 3.60 ERA. So a nice victory for the Tigers yesterday. We won 4-0. Jack Morris threw the complete game shutout, although he did load the bases. In the ninth, we almost blew it. Blew the shutout anyway. I didn't think we would blow the game, but the way things have been going, who knows? We only managed to win one of three versus the Yankees, and thankfully we head home to face the Twinkies, who puts Tom Klawitter on the mound. He actually threw a shutout in his last start against Detroit. Let's take a look at the Twins team page real quick. Looks like they have they have a lot of injuries, actually. We'll take a look at the roster. It's probably easier to do it that way. Go to the bottom here. Yeah, they have Dave Mockhammer, who's coming back in a week. He'll probably take the second place job back. Since Kurt Siebert has been sharing it with Billy Smith. So one of those dudes will probably get sent back down. And then pitchers, they've just had it rough all year. Frank Viola, Sweet Music Viola, he is done for the... Well, he might be back right at the end of the season. Maybe get one more start. And Doug Rao is done for the year. Bob Veselek is not really part of their future anyway. So... Tom Klawitter will get the start today. Their top prospect is Jay Bell. You see Alex Cole and the ever-powerful Troy Neal are their top three prospects. They have some contracts that are ending at the end of this year, including Chuck Rainey, who is their number 2 pitcher, and their closer, Doug Corbett. They're 4 games under 500. Pretty solid batting average. That's the league average is right there at 264. Team ERA is high. With all those injuries, you can expect that, I suppose. Overall, Tom Klawitter going for his 10th win today. Doug Corbett among the league leaders in saves. Hosken Powell with an average of 309 leading the team. And Big Daddy, Cecil Fielder, has 15 home runs. And Hosken Powell has 14 stolen bases, despite not really being a stolen base guy. So... Okay, let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. There we go. I don't know what the deal was. I thought I hit the button, but I guess I didn't. Let's take a look at Dave Rozema, who is our starter today. The current Twins lineup is batting .240 against him. That's a good sign. Rosie's been having a difficult time getting through 6 lately, so maybe that's what our target is. Brian Kelly still has one more day after pitching those 3 innings 2 games ago. Otherwise, the whole bullpen is healthy. I mean, Morris threw the complete game shutout. Got over 100 strikeouts for the year so far. It's a pretty decent number. Here is the lineup for today. Of course, Klawitter is a lefty. And so Gibby and Kennedy are sitting out, and Greg Brock, who got in there yesterday, will rest another day. So Kevin Bass is in there in center field, and Parrish is behind the plate today. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at the Minnesota Twins lineup for today. Batting leadoff, playing second base is Kurt Siebert. Batting second in right field is Hosken Powell. Batting third and playing DH is Jim Eisenreich. Batting cleanup at first base is Cecil Fielder. Batting fifth in left field is Gary Roenicke. Batting sixth and catching is Dave Engle. Batting seventh in center field is Dion James. Batting eighth at third base is Dave Roberts. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, is Mike Fischlin. Okay, let's take a look at Dave Rozema here. Rosie making his 20th start, 8-3 with that 3.60 ERA. 57 Ks in 105 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .261 against him. He does have a complete game shutout this year. He doesn't have a fastball. His ground ball percentage is 55.9%. Seems like it's dropping a little bit, right? It was 56.2. So maybe that's an ongoing statistic that changes regularly, I guess. His sinker, that's his only decent pitch. It's rated an 84. His curve and his splitter are both below league average. Overall rated an 83. He's 26 years old, and he goes to arbitration in 1985. And I was just thinking about this. If you think back, if you've been with us since the beginning, in 1980, when we started that season, Dave Rosema, his overall and peak was like a 90, right? It was in the 90s. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a look here. So this is 83, 82, 81, 80. So yeah, he was at a 90 the table over the 4 seasons that we've played so far. So he's only 26 years old, but it feels like his career's coming to an end. If you take a quick look at his log, he had a pretty bad start last time out, giving up 5 runs in 4 2/3 innings against Milwaukee. He got a no decision in that game. And he won his previous 2 starts versus Baltimore and Oakland. He has not faced Minnesota this year. Okay. Let's take a look at the defense. We have Gold Glovers at first, second, and left field today, with Parrish behind the plate and his 84 rated arm. Here's Kurt Siebert leading off against Dave Rozema. Seibert used to be an everyday player for them as he walks to lead off the game. I was going to say that he was just recalled and is in the lineup, and he was an everyday player at one point. So Seibert's got 82 speed. Here's Hosken Powell, among the league leaders in batting average. A ground ball to short, Trammell. Oh, this is how it's going to be today. I'm so deflated already. Oh, man. Trammell, a throwing error, and it's second if there was nobody out. So, you know what? I'm going to pull the infield in. There's a part of me that thinks that it's early, and maybe we let a run score. We try to get an out here, but I think this is going to be a game where we're going to have to sacrifice. We can't afford to sacrifice anything. There's 2 runs knocked in, so it wasn't going to make a difference anyway. Only 1 run scores. Now we'll play back for a double play with Big Daddy running. He doesn't have much speed. Maybe we could turn 2. 1-1 count. And a fly ball to right. That might be deep enough to score Powell. Wilson's got a good arm. He scores. So 2-0 Twins. Here's Gary Roenicke. We'll play everything straight away now. A ground ball to second. And a double play. A little bit of delay. I don't know if it's going to show in the video, but on my end, there's a little bit of a delay right now. I'm not sure why. I don't have any apps running in the background. So we go to the bottom of the first inning. Tigers are down 2 already, thanks to the error from Trammell and the leadoff walk. Let's go ahead and do the Tigers lineup rundown for today's ball game. We've got Sweet Lou leading off, playing second base. Batting second in left field is Rickey Henderson. Batting third at first base is Eddie Murray. Batting cleanup and DHing today is Mickey Hatcher. Batting fifth at third base is George Brett. Batting sixth and catching today is Lance Parrish. Batting seventh, playing shortstop, is Alan Trammell. Batting eighth in right field is Glenn Wilson. Batting ninth and in center field today is Kevin Bass. Pitching for the Twinkies is Tom Klawitter, making his 19th start, 9-6 with a 3.55 ERA. Only 49 strikeouts. In fact, he's got more walks than strikeouts this year. Opponents are batting .245. He's got 4 complete games and a shutout. That shutout was against Detroit. His fastball tops out at 89 miles an hour. His ground ball percentage is .444. His curveball, that's his best pitch, rated an 85. Fastball just below average. Overall, he is rated an 84. 25-year-old lefty. goes to arbitration in 1985. So they get a couple more seasons out of him at that bargain rate. Looking at his log, where was that start? Right there. 104 pitches. He went all 9 innings for the shutout. Gave up 6 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. And that was to get his 8th victory on the season. I did pitch him in the All-Star game, and he gave up a run. I'd forgotten about that. He was, I believe, their lone All-Star. Oh, no, Dave Engle made the All-Star team, too. So, okay, there is the Twinkies' defense. Terrible defense at first, third, and in center field. They have no Gold Glovers. That is not a surprise. And we have Sweet Lou, a lefty, leading off against Tom Klawitter. 2-2 count and strikeout. Yeah. Wow. Like if you've played this game, if you watched it enough, if you don't even play it and you just watch it enough, you know the game is over already. I mean, I hate to say it. There is absolutely nothing we're going to be able to do today. As I'm also having some delays here, so I apologize. I'm not sure exactly what's causing that. But, so we have a lefty on the mound. Dave Engle's got an 80 arm. It's actually dropped down from an 81. And we're going to send Henderson and see what happens. Why not? Curveball, and Henderson is safe. I should think so. Although he was thrown out by the worst defensive catcher in the American League on a curveball just a few games back. That's his 43rd stolen base on the season. So we do have a runner in scoring position for Eddie Murray. Murray, the only Tiger still above 300 on the year. There's a comebacker to Klawitter. Only play was to get Murray at first. Get the sure out. That makes sense. And that will bring up Mickey Hatcher, who had the day off yesterday. Wasn't tired. I just gave him the day off. He's been terrible and has not been clutch in these situations. So let's see how he comes through today. He just has a slow roller to short. So, yeah. See, that's the difference. They optimized their opportunity with the error, and we did nothing with it. So we have Dave Engle leading off against Dave Rosema. Engle's got 12 home runs. He's been lifting. There's a double into the gap, maybe a triple. 2 bases for Engle. His 11th double on the season. Dion James up next. He's been all over this lineup. Dion James is batting leadoff for a period. A second walk for Rosema. Rosema, who has one of the best walk-to-inning pitch ratios in the 4 years that we've done this. And he clearly doesn't have it today. Here's Dave Roberts. Roberts, one of the worst ratings overall in the league. He's got a 70 overall rating, and he's batting .355. Plus, he absolutely clubbed the Tigers in the first meeting with the Twinkies. Roberts sends a fly ball to right. I don't think Engle will tag on that. He doesn't. There's one down. Now we'll bring up Mike Fischlin, 282 hitter. 5 home runs from the number 5 spot. A line drive to Murray. James is doubled off. Oh, they got Engle at second. I thought James was going to be the guy at first to get tagged out. But a heads-up play for Murray. Going to second base, limiting the damage. And it's still a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the second with George Brett leading off. Brett coming around finally. In there versus the left-hander Tom Klawitter. One down as he grounds out to first. Next up is Lance Parrish. There's a gapper into right center field. Parrish has himself a double. That is his 9th double of the season. I think he has the second most on the team. And he's not even an everyday player. We'll take it. Let's see if we can get him in. Here's Trammell with a runner on second. And he pulls it to third. Oh, another error. An error on Roberts will score the run. And it's 2-1, Minnesota. So that means a hit and run situation here with Glenn Wilson. Runner on first, less than 2 outs. And a contact hitter up. A ground ball to short. Trammell advances. Let's see if Big Hit Bass has another one in him. He struggles versus lefties, although I believe he had 2 hits the last time he faced a left-hander. And he grounds it to second, and that'll do it for the Twins. We do get a run on the board, so Klawitter won't shut us out. We go to the top of the third with Kurt Siebert leading off here. Walked the first time up. Here he hits a comebacker to Rosema. Play is made, 1 down. Hosken Powell up next with a grounder to second. 2 quick outs for Rosie. Be nice to get him a clean inning here. Here's Jim Eisenreich. Eisenreich, a rookie this season. Hits a ground ball to George Brett, and Brett throws him out. That's exactly what Rosie needed. We go to the bottom of the third. Tigers are down a run. Sweet Lou leading off. Lou struck out to lead off the game. He strikes out here. Holy cow. Come on. Next up is Rickey. Rickey was safe on an error. It stole the base. Flying out to deep center field. 2 down. And Murray hits a ground ball to Siebert, and that'll do it. We go to the top of the fourth. Fielder, Roenicke, and Dave Engle due up. Here's Cecil Fielder. Is he 20 years old in this game? No, he's still only 19 years old. He has 15 home runs for a 19-year-old. It's pretty solid. Rosie pitches him inside, and he inside outs it to second. That's 1 down. That's going to bring up Gary Roenicke. Roenicke had a bunch of home runs last year. He had 24. This year he's sitting on 8. 4 for 10 in his career versus Rosema. And a comebacker to Rosie, out number 2. I'll leave it up to Dave Engle to get something going here for the Twins. And another comebacker. How many comebackers did we have in yesterday's game? I mean, maybe 10? So, I guess this is just the trend right now as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We've got Mickey Hatcher leading off. Hatcher 0 for 1 today. Hatcher hits a ground ball to short. Fischlin makes the play. 1 out. That's going to bring up George Brett. Lefty on lefty. Oh, he gets hit. Gets hit in the knee. We'll take a free pass. So we have a runner on first. 1 down. Double play possibility here as Parrish steps up. He had a double first time through the lineup. And he strikes out looking. 3rd K for Klawitter. Trammell, next man up. And he goes deep to left field. That's not going to be deep enough. 319 feet. Just a long out. We go to the top of the 5th. 2-1. Not a lot of action. With Rosie on the mound, that makes me feel good, though. Only 52 pitches after those first 2 rough innings. Dion James hits a grounder to short. 1 out. Here's Dave Roberts. Roberts, a base hit to right. He goes oppo for a single. 3rd hit against Rosema. I'm going to pull 3rd base in. I don't think Fischlin would necessarily bunt in this situation, but he is a 294 hitter, so bunting's probably off the table. There's a sharply hit ground ball to Whitaker, and a double play. Tigers' 2nd double play. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning with Glenn Wilson leading off. Wilson, fly ball to left. Roenicke making the catch. One down for Kevin Bass. And almost, I thought that was going to sneak through. Instead, plays made by Siebert. And we're back to Lou. Struck out twice today. And makes contact at least. Flying out to center field. So we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Well, I never thought Rosie would even get to the 6th inning, the way things started. We do have a switch hitter and 2 lefties. But let's see how it goes. I mean, he doesn't have any strikeouts yet. He's got to get a strikeout, right? No. He walks Seibert. 3rd walk today. With Dave Rozema as our number 2 pitcher, how are we going to make it to the playoffs? I mean, there's just no chance, right? And Siebert steals. I mean, it's not like we have another slot for a starter. I mean, we'd have to go pay big money to try to get another trade for a starting pitcher. I think we just have to make do with who we have. All right. Here's Jim Eisenreich. Pull the outfield in. I wouldn't be opposed to intentionally walking Eisenreich to get the fielder, but I don't know. I think we just got to play it out here. We tried to pitch around him. Eisenreich was swinging. That'll move Siebert over to 3rd. So Fielder, who's 0 for 2 today, has a runner at 3rd base. Rosie gets Fielder to fly out to left. So that's going to do it for Rozema. 6 solid innings after the terrible 1st inning. And he only gave up 3 hits. I mean, 3 walks. That's pretty pathetic. But we're in the ball game. I don't see how we're going to score against Klawitter. Henderson is in a huge slump right now. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. We don't really have a player of the game. We only have 1 hit. It's Parrish. It was a double. If you let's take a look at Henderson's log. Yeah, he's batting .208 in his last 20. And I guess he's probably, with today's 0 for 3, he's probably right around 200. Murray strikes out. Hatcher grounds out. What is it with this guy? I mean, he's a nobody. I don't know if he ever pitched in the majors even. All right, so Rosema, we're going to take him out. We're going to bring in Roger Weaver, who has lost the closer's role. We're working on trying to get his ERA down. In his first appearance outside of the closer's role, he threw an inning. But he's been terrible. And he's been terrible most of the season. And now he's kind of a mop-up guy. Strikes out Gary Roenicke. Now he'll walk Dave Engle. Oh, no. I think he's going to go back-to-back. Engle flies out. Here's Dion James. And there's a base hit to center. 4th hit for the Twins. Next up is Dave Roberts. And Roberts flips it to right. So a solid inning from Weaver. We go to the bottom of the 7th. George Brett hit by a pitch last time. Only batting .240 versus lefties. Brett does not have any extra base hits yet in a Tigers uniform. Yeah. He's 7 for 28 now. No walks. 4 strikeouts. He stole a base on a missed hit and run. And overall, just been pretty bad. Parrish popping it up. There's a ground ball that gets past Fielder for a base hit. Only the 2nd hit against Klawitter today. He's got no walks, just that hit by pitch. The only run he gave up was off an error. I mean, there's no strategy that we can do right now. We just have to let it play out. Wilson gives it a poke. We're going to the top of the 8th inning. Okay, so Weaver did the best he could. We're going to bring in Roy Thomas. Now our right-handed setup guy, because really what other option do we have? He started out so good for us, and now he's got as many walks as strikeouts. So despite not having a huge ERA, look at his defensive ERA. It should be around 5. So he's probably about ready to explode. Here's his log. Yeah, he's got 17 walks and 15 Ks in his last 20 games. So he has not been good. At least accurate, I guess. All right, here's Mike Fischlin leading off the top of the 8th. Striking him out. There we go. Giving a nod back to the strikeout column. 1 down, Kurt Siebert. He's 0 for 1 today. Has a stolen base. And Thomas jams him, pops it up. Caught on the lip of the grass at second by Whitaker. That'll do it for Roy Thomas. And we're going to bring in Keith Comstock to get these lefties. 33rd appearance from Kami. It's been great. He's going to face Hosken Powell here. Wow, Hosken Powell bats .312 versus lefties. Who knew? He's just hitting everybody well. There's another base hit from Powell. He's 1 for 4 on the day now. Next up is Jim Eisenreich. And he's going to pop it up to Trammell. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Rich Dower will come in and play third. That is not his normal position. He's a second baseman, but definitely a improvement over Roberts at third. Klawitter at 100 pitches. It's Bass, Whitaker, and Henderson here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bass leads it off with a base hit, a 136 hitter. We'll take it. Leadoff man is on. Hit and run, son. Got a runner at first. Sweet Lou at the plate. Let's get it going. Oh, no. Strike him out, throw him out. The 3rd strikeout for Whitaker today, and even though the ball game was over in the first, that is the nail in the coffin, as Henderson could do nothing. 6 strikeouts for Klawitter. We head to the 9th inning. Yeah. Dave Smith coming in to pitch the 9th. Dave Smith, absolute trash. Fielder off the end of the bat, might drop it in. It falls in for a hit. Fielder has his first hit, 6 hits overall for the Twins. We'll guard the lines. See if we can't get a double play here. Yeah, it's a tailor-made double play. 4-6-1. Tigers have 3 double plays today. The defense is helping them out other than the Trammell error in the first. And Brett catches the line drive. So we're going to the bottom of the 9th. We've got 3, 4, and 5 due up. What more could you ask for? They're 0 for 8 today. Let's see if we can't get something going here. Nope, a comebacker from Murray. Another error by Klawitter. His 2nd today. Got a pinch run. We're going to bring in Dougie Baker. All right. And we've got Mickey Hatcher at the plate. Again, hit and run situation, 92 contact. Could there be a strike him out, throw him out? Of course. They would do that again. Ground ball to first. Baker goes to second. So the tying runs in scoring position. George Brett 0 for 6 in his career versus Klawitter. And he is 0 for 2 today, hit by pitch. A base hit will tie the ball game. Will he make contact? No, he doesn't even swing. A career .310 hitter striking out on a 69-mile-an-hour curveball from a nobody. It comes down to Lance Parrish. He has one of the 3 Tigers hits. He had a double today, and he's going to strike out to the ball game. 8 Ks for Klawitter. Another complete game. Tigers lose 2-1. Game was over. Before there was even an out in this game, the game was over. Yeah, Yankees are a half game back now. And, I mean, I can't even get excited about this. You know, like, I'm not even concerned. This is how it's going to be the rest of the way. All these teams are going to play 500 baseball. And at the end of the year, you know, some combination of these 3 will be in the top 3 spots. It's not like one of these teams is all of a sudden going to start losing, right? So this is how it's going to fall, down the stretch. So, all we have to do is keep this half game lead somehow. With the pitching we have, I don't know how it's going to be. You're really not going to see probably any difference in these divisions the rest of the way. Montreal now has a 1.5 game lead over the Mets. So they did themselves in with a bad general managing, and Atlanta somehow holding on to the West. Let's take a look at the headline news. California adds to the lead over the Mariners. A 6-3 victory over the A's. Made it 3.5 games. Gary Pettis led the offense, going 3 for 4, a walk, a home run for Gary Pettis. What? He's in a 14-game hitting streak. That's good. Better than any Tiger this year. Ron Roenicke pitched an excellent game. 8 2/3. Sconyers had a good game. And Dickey, he's got 1 hit. What else? Tigers, yeah. Okay. All right. I guess James had something better to do. Just stating the facts. That's good. That's it. Okay, moving on to transactions. Yeah, not a lot here. The Tony Brewer hitting streak came to an end. 31-game hitting streak. That is very impressive. He certainly took care of the Tigers during that streak. Can we actually extend it to 30? I think we can, right? Batters. Can we do 31? There we go. Did that work? I guess it didn't work. All right. So, yeah, there you go. He did not get a hit in the All-Star game. Saving it for when it counts. Okay, Steve Howe. Wow, Dodgers lost 2 pitchers. Steve Howe. It says a shoulder separation, but I think they're going to have to drug test him. So he's going to be out for a month. That hurts the Dodgers. And Luis Sanchez. Oh, yeah, is he their closer? No, he's just another reliever. So they lose 2 relievers, although Sanchez is only going to be for a couple of days. And then Royal Stillman. I think I called him Rumpelstiltskin once when we faced him in the 1980 season. Just for a short time in that 80 season, he was an everyday player for the A's, and I believe he hit a grand slam against us. Did he have a grand slam? No, he did not. So I guess my memory's not so good. That is a lot of beer that I've drank since 1980 season. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. Tigers lose 2-1. All these games are 1 run, 2 runs, and that's because we're within that 100-run threshold, right? And we're falling within that 600 winning record. And I think that's just it's just how it's going to be. I have no idea why the game is programmed that way. A mogul rating, when you play at the mogul level, the hardest level like we do, you come out of the gate and you play how your team would actually play, and then at some point you hit a stopping point, and then the game kicks in and brings you back to the pack, like those old Madden games. I have no idea who the player of the game should be. Parrish did have the only extra base hit. Rosie, kind of a victim of circumstance. I mean, maybe we're going to give it to Rosie because he didn't pitch badly. If it wasn't for that error in the first inning by Trammell, Tigers maybe would have won that game 1-0. So I guess we'll give it to Rosema. Why not? Okay, that's going to do it. Tom Klawitter gets his 10th victory. I mean, he's an all-star pitcher, so I guess we can say that much. We're going to come back tomorrow with Game 2 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great night.